Why did the US trade Britney Griner for an international arms dealer? People are mad because if the average Joe was in this situation, there would certainly not be a prisoner swap to get him out. Just another example of special legal treatment for the rich and famous. Also, since Russia was given what it wants, they will certainly do this again. No American should be traveling to Russia anytime soon. I'll tell ya, this is the first WNBA trade I've ever paid attention to. Which has the worst optics? Knocking 7 years off an arms dealer's sentence to get sports star Britney Griner off her possession charge. Knocking 7 years off an arms dealer's sentence to get bad conduct discharged. Marine reservist Paul Whelan off his espionage charge, leaving both of them in a foreign prison. Kind of a now-in. If you ask me, the only way to have made it look better would have been to federally legalize possession and overturn the sentences of everyone in prison for charges similar to Griner's here at home. Edit. Adjusted for clarity and correctness. The original negotiation was for a few American civilians who were being unjustly imprisoned in Russia, that they would exchange for the arms dealer. However, Russia would only agree to a one-on-one exchange for Griner. Said it was either that or no exchange at all. Kinda seems like an unsafe trade. Let's trade a guy who supplies guns to people who clearly won't use them for good for someone who was dumb enough to bring weed to a country who don't approve of it. Because in America, even an extremely minor celebrity is worth more than the repercussions of how this will play out on the international stage. Because it's about time to start politicking. She was a pawn. I'm no Republican, but it strikes me that the trade of a black openly gay female from the evil empire would look rather lovely to the current admin. Honestly, the arm dealer is burned and has been replaced by another. He was always going to be used for a prison swap. The question is why Russia accept the deal now when they could have gotten the same deal 3 months ago. The arguments people have for it seem to be, in Russia what she did is illegal, therefore she was being punished normally for it. There is some truth to this. But the amount of time she was gonna have to be imprisoned was a bit much. If a normal person, not high profile, did this, there would be no media attention and the government would not care. This is like true. Because if someone like you or me did something like that, I'm not stupid enough to carry drugs into Russia like Griner is, then we would probably have to serve the full sentence. I mean, I get both sides of it. It's a ridiculously long prison sentence for possession of a small amount of a drug. But you also have to be incredibly stupid to carry any kind of drugs into Russia, so I see both sides of it. Personally, I don't think they should have traded anyone to get her out though, simply because they wouldn't do it for an average American. It was judged that securing the freedom and safety of an American citizen unjustly imprisoned was of greater value than the continued imprisonment of an arms dealer. Edit. The amount of people that think Russia was justified in this is astounding. Funny that so many are quick to call the exchange a political move while ignoring the fact that her original arrest was 100% politically motivated. At this point, Bout is just some guy. He sold old Soviet surplus. That is, stuff stolen from the Russian government to African warlords in the 1990s and 2000s. He doesn't have some magical way of conjuring weapons out of thin air to help the Russian war effort in 2022. Besides the obvious absurdity of trading any serious global criminal for Britney Griner, I'm just confused about how Russia can demand the release of a prisoner with seemingly no relationship to Russia? He's not a Russian citizen. Nor was he working for Russia when he committed his crimes. Can one country just demand whatever celebrity prisoner in these exchanges? Could they have requested Charles Manson? I don't see how it is even legal to transfer a person to another country which they have no citizenship or relationship to. We talk a lot about US prison labor slavery, but this is like literally selling a man to another country for political gain. Because there was a kid about to be sent to hell on earth over politics, and they had a chance to get her out. Because people know about her and heard about the situation, so they can't sweep her under the rug. I feel badly for Mark Fogel, but it takes a special kind of idiot, looking at you too, Britney, to try to smuggle drugs into any country, let alone Russia. First, Russia made it clear they would not trade Whelan for anything but another spy, and Bout is not a spy. Second, Bout did terrible things in the 1990s. Didn't catch him till 10 years later. Sentenced to 25 years. Served 15 or so already. He has about as much time left as Griner. The dynamics of the terms is about the same. Bout is now 55 and not sure there are any surplus Russian weapons to sell now, and his contacts are long gone. Should he serve some more time for his crimes? Maybe, but what's 9 more years in prison going to do? Rehabilitate him? I don't think he's really a threat, other than Putin may want him to try to find more weapons for them to buy, cause their conscripts aren't even armed. That's about the extent of his usefulness. Because she was being held as a prisoner for purely political reasons. Yes, she committed a crime, but in similar situations most foreigners were deported after a brief dry stint. Since she was being held because the US was opposing Russia, we had to give something up so Putin can spin it to his people. Short version: a US citizen was being punished for our government's actions, and Biden didn't feel like letting that happen. Because US leadership is weak AF. I'm sure they didn't think they'd get all this backlash. In the end it won't matter. Because Putin is a lot smarter than Biden and out-negotiated him. Plain and simple. But to be fair, Britney Griner is the best female basketball player of all time. Assuming she is a biological female. For instance, if Michael Jordan was imprisoned in Russia, we would pay Russia up to $1 billion without a second thought to get him back. Probably even more. The rule of thumb is, you do not, under any circumstances as an American president, let an American superstar rot in another country's prison system. You have to get them out however possible. The American people will stand for no less. So, it was either trade the international arms dealer, or we send in a secret militarized team to sneak her out by any means necessary, which would have likely caused unnecessary bloodshed.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.